Okay, so we're here with Michaela. Michaela first came to Illinois Neuro and Physical Rehabilitation about 6 months ago. Michaela, tell us what brought you first into our office.
I first started coming here because I got diagnosed with a chronic illness known as POTS, and I was told that there was no hope for me, basically, and that I would be on bed rest. So we found Dr. George's office, and we started coming here.
Awesome. So for people that maybe aren't too familiar with POTS, I mean, like, what was that like having, and what does POTS stand for, and how did it affect you in your life?
Okay, POTS is postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, and it's basically your heart races, kind of feels like it's coming out of your chest, and all the blood stays in your legs, so it's not getting back up to your heart. You get dizzy, you pass out, you can't take hot showers. Even if you just go from laying down to sitting, you pass out, you don't feel good. You're either constantly exhausted and you can't sleep. At least for me, I couldn't sleep, and then there were times that I slept for like 24 hours at a time for days straight.
And without us trying to make it seem more dramatic, I mean, it's pretty fair to say that it really was debilitating. Is that correct?
Yeah, and it not only was it for me, but for my parents. It was basically like having a newborn because they had to take care of me all the time.
Right. And what were some of the things, like, how did it affect you in terms of your symptoms and what you couldn't do?
I couldn't get out of bed, so I was basically bedridden for a long time. Things that you normally would do daily, you can't eat what you want to eat because your stomach's upset. You can't get out of bed and go take a shower, and you can't take a nice hot shower or a bath because you're going to pass out. So daily normal routines became more challenging than...
And it's needless to say, you couldn't go to school, correct?
No, yeah, I missed my entire junior year of high school. I was homeschooled for the last couple of months and had to make it all up over the summer.
Got it.
But for a long time, I didn't even have a tutor.
Right. And so you had gone to a bunch of different doctors through that process, correct?
Yeah.
At first trying to get some answers and then figuring it out, and then once you got answers, what did they tell you? Once you finally got the diagnosis of POTS, what did they tell you had to do, and what did they say the prognosis was at that point?
A lot of people, when I first went, they had no idea what was wrong with me. And then I went to another specialized cardiologist, and he told me basically, I'm just going to have to live my life like this. Take salt tablets, be on medication, you'll be fine. I was not very pleased with that answer. So then we went to a specialist at Rush, and he diagnosed me with POTS, and he was a lifesaver, but he kind of said, your life's going to change, and you're not going to be able to live your life the way you thought, but we're going to try and make the best of it. But he worked with trying to get my stomach under control and everything like that. We tried different medications, and I didn't react well with them. But he basically just said support hose, salt, and a lot of water.
And how were you feeling at that point?
Medications made me feel 10 times worse.
Yeah.
They did not help at all. Sometimes they put me in a worse state than a better.
Yeah.
But just really defeated that something controlled me that I couldn't win. Like, it was the battle wasn't there.
Right. No matter how hard you tried, you
Right.
couldn't actually change it.
Right.
Got it.
Just taking salt and water didn't do much.
So you came to us around February or so,
Yeah.
and that's when you first met Dr. George. And how'd that go?
He definitely made me laugh. I did not know eye exercises and stuff. I thought he was crazy at first. And then he said, give me 10 days and I'll know if it's for you. And I gave him 10 days, and it was the best 10 days of my life.
That's awesome. And so just to clarify for people that are watching this, he is diagnosing you through eye movements.
Correct.
So it's a little bit weird that he's actually checking your brain through the function of your eyes.
Right. And then we did the eye movements, we did the color therapy, we did the oxygen, and through all the weird, crazy stuff that you didn't think was going to get you there, it made me feel 100 times better.
That's great. And some of it relatively quick, is that fair to say?
Tremendously quicker. Yeah. I went home the first night, and we did like maybe 5 eye exercises. I went home the first night and actually like slept.
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm going back. And
that's
no
awesome.
questions asked.
So that was in February, and now we're in the middle of August in 2014. How are you now, and what's going on with your life?
I am amazing. Really happy I can say that. I'm back to normal. I'm exercising every day. I can actually eat food, and running, which I used to do all the time. And before, when I had it, I was immobile for the longest time.
Right.
And now I'm able to go on the runs I love to do, and just with small little changes, as like doing eye movements before I go on my run, I'm able to do it. And
right.
I've ran 2 5Ks already.
Wow.
So
that's awesome.
It's, going out with my friends and hanging out and actually sleeping over at someone's house was a huge deal that
right.
small things that you don't think are big turned
right.
into huge.
Right. It's kind of like your normal.
Yes, exactly. New normal.
Right.
It's great.
Right. And even though we know that there are still some changes and things going on, and you're not, I love the way that you put it, the new normal, but it's you're functioning and you're
exactly
out there with your friends. And we talked about earlier, you were missing out on a little bit of life, but also that life was missing you, and now
right.
you've reintroduced yourself back into your friends' lives as well, and so that's wonderful. So we appreciate your time.
Thank you.
We are so excited. You are amazing.
Thank you. You guys are too.
Yeah, and so we're just really happy for you, and hopefully we'll follow up with this maybe in a couple of months again and see how many more 5Ks you run. You start, breaking personal records, then we got to get that one on video. So thanks for your time, Michaela. We appreciate it.
Thank you.